I describe myself as a printmaking imposter. A lot of what I know about printing has been learned through observation rather than doing it because other people are doing it for me. I use a press in London called Pauper's Press. I go up to Cambridge to make screen prints with Kip Gresham. I use a press in the south of France, and it's with them that I started making potato prints. Because I work in studios with technical requirements and expertise, when I'm left to my own devices and I don't have the equipment in the studio and I don't have the knowledge in my head of how to make a more sophisticated type of printing, I resort to potato cuts. It is the earthiness, the kind of babyishness of it that I kind of like. You know, I could sit there and do it by myself and try and make something that is obviously a potato cut and a bit more interesting than most potato cuts. It's like a kind of printmaking doodle. I am uninterested in printing that pretends to be another process. That's the kind of rule. Etching, potato prints, lithographs, woodblock, screen printing, whatever, they all have a property that is particular to itself. And I think that one may as well utilize that and kind of, you know, kind of embrace it. So potato printing, you know, being on page one of how to make a print is embraced by me with gusto. If I could make it as a painting, I'd make it as a painting. You know, I'm making the potato print because that is the process that idea has to be in. I call myself a painter because that's what it said on the studio door when I was at St Martin's. But I have fingers in different pies, and that includes making prints. Most of the prints I make are colour prints because colour is how I think. It animates empty space. It sets the tempo, you know, kind of sets the feeling of how the piece of work's going to be made. I think the flexibility of printmaking does allow for, you know, the mischievous thought that you can open up an idea and have a look at it and kind of get it to some state quite easily, which compared to the time invested in making a painting, for example, you know, might close that pursuit down earlier. You can kind of play around and be inventive and change colour and add plates and distress surfaces and all sorts quite easily. There you have Gilbert and George. The potato print that I'm showing in this exhibition is it's a gilded potato print. The wish I had was to grow the block, or to take something that came out of the soil, you know, the most rudimentary type of printing, the first printing that most of us do. And that if you made a potato print and then could somehow add a kind of celestial, regal quality to it by gilding it, that you could take the gambit from the soil and, you know, stick it up in the stars.